Let's first talk about the qualifications. So we have 8 spots, if I'm not mistaken, in the main event, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I thought maybe 10 as well, no?
I thought 8.
It's
8, right?
Eight,
And
okay.
4 of them are going to be through ladder qualifier. And so far, no one is going to be invited. So in the previous editions, always the champions were invited. This time, not. Who do you think, ladder-wise, is going to be the favorite? Because it's going to be a little bit different compared to a standard tournament game.
I think my answer would be the same like we have top players in ladder right now.
Lucho Winchester.
Lucho, well, I didn't win myself. I meant MBL and Lucho. Like MBL qualified in the previous time as well. I think Lucho, we have to discover how good he will be. But in general, I think it's good for MBL to spam games. Like he used to that. For example, in comparison to, for example, me and maybe Andy, who like it's better to have like 3 strats prepared, win a best of 5, and that's all.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why for those guys, I mean, it's gonna favor some people for sure, and those are 2 names which I would say can fight for the spots with others like Sebastian, who was there, Viper, Hera, Leary. Who else qualified? MBL, Sebastian, Leary, and Hera in the previous one. Through the
ladder?
ladder.
I know
I'm
Hera,
not
Leary,
sure.
I think
MBL.
Viper was invited, no?
Viper was invited.
And Terra was invited.
Hera
No,
must have.
Hera, no.
Because he was
Hera
not a champion.
Never won it. Never
And
won a
Viper
champion
Tato.
before. No, not Tato.
Viper, Tato were
Viper
invited.
Tato and Yo didn't win the. With Yo, we were fighting for the spot in the ladder, and then we both lost in the second.
Okay.
MBL, Sebastian, Hera, Leary.
Hera,
Yeah,
Leary.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I guess those should be the favorites for next as well.
I guess so. Also, what do you think in general about having qualifications through ladder? Because Red Bull is literally the only tournament where that happens. And there's a lot of controversy about it because, well, you can cheat a little bit, so to say, you can manipulate things, right? So what do you think about having ladder as a possibility?
Well, I hope they turn. I think with cheating, you mean dashboard, you pick your opponent, right?
No, it's gonna be turned off.
It's gonna be turned off, yes. But I think people like Hera, for example, they want to stream all the games, right?
No,
So
he didn't stream before.
He did.
No.
I'm pretty sure he did.
No.
And he also told me in China he will stream, and if it doesn't go well the first week, then the second week he might not stream, right?
That's what he's done to the previous Red Bull. When he got his highest, he didn't stream.
Yeah, but that like the previous Red Bull was 8 weeks, right? And then there was only the last 3 days that matter.
Well, now
it's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I think from the first day on it will count basically. So and if he streams, like people will play around it, right? If I see Hera queuing, I won't be queuing if he's streaming.
You mean you won't? I thought you will say something. If Hera is queuing, I will go there as well. Once he's streaming, he's an easy opener, right?
But these are exactly the moves, right, which make the ladder as a qualification mechanism a little bit questionable because you can be a little bit more deliberate with your decisions when do you queue, for
Also
example.
picky time zones, right? You know exactly when everyone plays. ACM is playing and
Exactly.
not playing after 16 GMT. If I'm really bad against ACM style, I'm just queuing 17 GMT onwards.
Yeah.
So I think it's very, very bad for.
Well,
I mean, it's good to have an incentive, like keep playing, but it's very bad that you can pick your opponent.
I think on paper you're right, but at the same time, on the previous Red Bull, that was really good. Like there were almost no issue, except as I heard, for Latin America players, it was too early the last day. Like they finished at something like 12 GMT, for example, and that was kind of early. They needed to play from 7 to 9.
Yeah.
But well, it's something like don't play in the last 2 hours, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, for example, I was playing for the full night, like from 2 a.m. to 4 or 5 a.m. We played with Yo, and like we were at the points where we need like 1 win, but then we keep each other. We play again, we queue. And for example, for Yor, there was a moment like if I think MBL was around and he would play me because basically we get MBL out. But at some point, Yor was queuing just to give me the chance because if there would be no other high ranked players, like it was like for example 40 minutes before the end.
Yeah.
And if there would be no other top players, I would just not find like I need to win like 4 games against other opponents.
We actually talked about it in China, and he was mentioning that. And I think that was really cool by him, like 100%.
Yes. Yeah. Like for me, basically, I think he still had chances. Like I need to win 1 game, and he needs to win 2. So 40 minutes, it's Empire Wars. Come on.
Yeah.
maybe 30 minutes,
Possible,
but something like that. It's still possible, and we had no idea how they would count if we would finish like 5 minutes later, but game was started before.
Yeah.
So York queued, and he won against me, so he played full. But yeah, I didn't know that, but later on the LAN tournament, we discussed that, and he said that, yeah, actually he was queuing with thoughts like he will not advance anymore, but
To
he
give you
wants
a
to give me
chance.
the chance.
Yeah, just
That
fair.
was so nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really amazing.
But the problem was that only 3 people were queuing at the time because no one cared. But this time it's going to be better because there are no more prizes paid, right, in qualifiers.
Yes,
so
and they moved the time. That was like the bad time for all the Latin American people. It's already late for
Well, it's always going to be
everyone.
it's always going to be a bad time for someone, right? You can't suit everyone.
I think 16 GMT suits everyone.
I was about to say like 16 could be
Like,
good.
yeah,
That's like afternoon here, right? But then also West Coast.
But then West Coast, Slam wakes up at like 15 GMT. He has 1 hour to play potentially, right? Slam probably doesn't.
Yeah, well.
But
okay, 17 GMT for Asia player. That's gonna be
well,
1 a.m.
They're used to it anyway, right?
Well, not everyone, but
sometimes they go to sleep later than me.
that's true. Well, that's
hard.
that's mostly about Mr. Yor, right? But not for like everyone.
So we have 4 spots through qualification, and then, if I'm not mistaken, there's 4 spots with the last chance qualifier, right? Do you guys know how many people are there? Is it 16 or 32?
I think everyone can play the last chance qualifier, but only the people that get high in the ladder, they advance like 1 round.
There will be like 4 players from the ladder. They will be in the decider straight.
Yeah.
Then
No, I think in the round of...
Yeah, no. There will be 4 people in the decider. Then the next 8 people, there will be right before decider.
Oh, that can be.
Or maybe not 8, it must be 4, then 4 from the bracket, and they play, and 4 again, and they play deciders, something like that.
So the ladder is extremely important.
Yeah, and there's a lot of prizes. But there is an interesting thing. For example, I think top 4, but maybe it somehow overlaps with the last chance qualifier, but the main idea that in those top 4, for example, even from the 4 people who will advance, the first one will get more money than the second one, than the third one. And fourth one gets 0, but he goes to the Red Bull, something like that. And then 5th one gets the money.
Yeah.
And so we need to count, and there might be something like, I would be lowest seed, but with the money. So,
no one is that confident, I think.
No, I don't think so.
Well,
no chance. Because there you have then 1 set you have to win, right, in order to qualify.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of might be balanced with in the last chance qualifiers. There's different prizes as well. So basically, being with 0, but next round already paid off with the money.
Yeah, but you don't only.
But you can get extra here and then get there anyway.
I think they figured that one out. I believe
you don't want to focus only on the money, right? Just
like
the experience.
Free qualification.
Maybe
I can think about this here as well.
Not on the podcast.
But yeah, ladder incentive is obviously good, but I don't like the stress. I think it's a lot of stress for people like
extra
last year, or was last year?
Last year, 2 years? No, it was 2 years.
Previous summer.
Previous summer.
For sure.
Like the last 3 days, no one can sleep, right? Everyone is like, oh, I have to play. And that's, wow. I would rather prepare for a set. I know I played Sunday 16 GMT, that's it. And not like, oh, now I lose. Now, like Winchester said, now you have to win 2 more games. If you lose again, you have to win 4 more games. And that's like...
But this is more about only a couple players. Like, for example, now it's going to be a little bit harder because there's more prizes and more people will fight for the spot. But basically, Seb, Leary, and Hera, they didn't play last... Maybe Hera and Leary didn't play for last week.
Yeah, but now it's going to be...
Sebastian didn't play for last 3-4 days. He already got the rank, and you just see the sheet. If there is no one coming close, then you just chill.
Yeah.
Well, that's better for sure.
What do you guys think are going to be the new civs, their place in Empire Wars? Do you think they have potential there? Because some civs are pretty good, right?
I do think we will get the extra
for
for at least 1 building.
Well, the thing is, how does Keaton start? Do they start? I think I tried it once already. Empire Wars start. I think they start with farms.
They start with farms instead of
think
pasture.
so. Like Keaton's, you can't start with pastures, right?
It would be a little bit too strong.
I think I tried it once.
That's like a bonus, why not?
But maybe they change it for the tournament. If they start with pastures, it might be very good. But I'm not sure how the balance works. Like, how does a farm work for Keatons? What if it runs out? Do you have horse color? Do you get horse color?
Actually, it's gonna be fun to see the new man at arms because we never saw them mostly in Empire Wars. Only some maps, only with Bulgarians, something like that.
True.
And right now, it's gonna be interesting to see how it's gonna be because they are fast enough to get to the enemy base at the moment. Like there can be
Yeah, you can just
man at arms
recruit
at
them
the
right
moment
away.
when there is like 4 scouts, but you can send spear as well, and it's.
Oh, that's gonna be tricky if they're going to have a place there in Empire Wars mid arms. I'm not sure because
the
you
way,
have to upgrade them as
I'm
well.
not sure about the Khitans. I just think I did it, so
Mhm.
not confirmed. Maybe they already start with patches, right?
Also, like Georgians again, like they can do whatever they want now with a lot of some bonuses for the food as well.
Well, there is no food. Mostly there are no sheep, right? No boars and no deer. So
True.
Georgians, I think, should be worse in theory.
But their idea is the units. But yeah, I mean I know what to say. I just think they are underrated a little bit nowadays. But
I think Empire
be
Wars makes
interesting.
them worse. Because now,
agree.
right now, they have the option to go FC. I don't think that's possible without the boars. Like
No.
the only reason they can
everyone
do
was going for AFC when we played the ladder. Not even only with SARS. I remember you, for example, went for Georgians. I think you have 0 eco bonuses for that.
George's FC. Yeah, only on the mountain dunes. I think I did it. But there you had the elephants. But on other maps,
I meant on karsts. Yeah. Like a
oh,
regular.
on cars, yeah.
Well, I think with the market that's can be a lot of FC's thing again. Well, but it's depends on the map because Red Bulls they like to like previous season we had all the new maps basically, right? There was
I don't remember.
all the new maps. That was I don't remember any similar. Like Mountain Dunes was the first time played. Cars was replacement for Arabia, Shrubland,
Isthmus,
Yeah.
Passage.
Every map is a new one. So maybe it's gonna be the case here as well. I guess Krasini works on that most of
Pretty
the
sure he's always the guy
most of the time.
to go for the maps on Empire Wars.
Yeah, I hope they find some balance as well to have like close-ish maps and water maps as well, and not only like last time we had 4 maps which played out like skirms against skirms, right? I think no one wants to see that anymore.
Yeah.
I think people would love to see some different strats, some different maps.
That's actually a good thing that's gonna decide a lot, right? If there isn't ranked because you have a limited amount of bans, if there is some kind of like, okay, for example, people who are Arabian nerds, if there is a possibility to somehow ban 3 Arabian maps and 4 of them will, and 4 last maps will be like 1 closed, 1 water, 1 hybrid, 1 something else, then it's completely different to if there will be 4 Arabian maps and 3
like
maps
one
like
map
that.
can
Yes,
decide everything.
yes,
That's the
yes,
problem
yes,
about
yes.
ladder.
Yeah.
And that also shifts the ladder. Like if there's one more Arabian map, then the clowns have no chance, right? And if there is one more closed map or hybrid map, then the Arabia have no chance.
Yeah,
in theory.
it's
Like
much harder to play.
that's a problem in my opinion about ladder as well. I think there should be a draft system for every game and not like, oh, you ban
Yes.
4, your opponent bans 4.
Yeah.